Mark, welcome back, man. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Chris, how you doing?
Doing good, Mark. It's good to speak to you again.
Good to speak to you.
So, Mark, how are you feeling, and how's fight camp going so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't really do much of a fight camp. I'm kind of always at the gym. So I just about 8 weeks out, I just kind of ramp up the like the cardio end of things on my own time and the workouts on my own time.
And I mean, does that kind of show your dedication to the sport? I mean, you see some fighters like I don't know if you've seen Paddy Bimblett. He'll train so much, get fit, and then he gets fat after like a couple weeks. I mean, it really shows that you're really dedicated to the sport.
Yeah, I don't know about what it shows. It shows that I hate cutting weight, man. I used to be that guy. I used to get pretty fat between fights, but it sucks getting it off. You know what I mean? More power to him if he can do it. But I found it easier just to stay in the grind and keep that weight off. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, before we talk and get into your fight and other things, I just like to ask: you got any plans this weekend? Are you going to be watching the UFC card at all?
Actually, well, right now I'm down at. I got my own personal gym area. I'll give you a little panorama. A couple teammates on their way. We're gonna do some training. But then tomorrow night, I got some other teammates that are fighting. They're up in I can't remember the town, some northern Wisconsin town. I'm gonna go up there and corner some fights.
Nice.
I'm kind of bummed. I'm gonna miss that welterweight UFC fight, that Chimaev versus Burns. I think that'll be a good fight.
Yeah, it seems like more people are more interested in that fight rather than the two title fights going on this weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh, there's two.
Yeah,
What's the second?
Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling second fight.
What's the other title fight?
The Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was this weekend. I thought it was just the Peter Yan fight.
Yeah, it's a double header, but for some reason the
Yeah, everybody's
welterweight fight.
talking about the welterweight fight. Yeah,
I mean, Chimaev's got all the hype. I mean, a lot of people are believing that he can. I mean, I think Gilbert Burns is a plus 400 and he's ranked number 2. He's fought for the belt and he's fighting the guy that's
yeah.
a number 11. So it's kind of insane.
Well, that Chimaev, he just has kind of a cool persona about him, you know.
Mhm.
He's very Khabib like.
Yeah, yeah, but he had a little more personality, I feel.
Yeah, he's a lot more humor. Khabib was just so locked in, I felt like during his career, but Chimaev's messing around with Darren Till and doing
Yeah,
this thing.
yep.
But
I do
may,
feel like I do feel like the UFC is really pushing him to kind of get to that top really quickly and to really bring in those views. I don't know what your thoughts are, Mark, if that's how you see it.
I mean, I don't. It seems that way, yeah. Because I mean, what is this? Is this his fifth UFC fight?
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, he's ran through everybody. So what do you do with that guy? You know, you almost got to give him a test like this. You know,
absolutely. Mhm.
so Mark, May 13th, Bellator London. How excited are you for this event?
I'm excited for it. I've been over, not to London, but I've been to Nottingham, and I really like that area, so I'm excited to get back over there. It'll be my first fight overseas. That's really exciting. No, I'm pretty stoked about it.
Did you watch the UFC London event not too long ago?
No, I did not.
Oh, I was gonna say because the crowd there was just absolutely electric, and I was just gonna see if that was something that would motivate you during this fight too.
Yeah, I've heard people tell me that the crowd um, over there is like more like I don't know how to explain it. I've been told that they're like they're more fans, as in they enjoy what they're seeing. They're not just a bunch of drunk Americans screaming and yelling, you know. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
It's almost like if they don't, even if you know that they're not going for you and they're going for their hometown fighter or they're going for just the other guy, you still have that kind of let's say that support still, whereas you get some guys that, you know, any other events, you get people that are drinking and carrying on, and I feel like you still get that kind of that support from the fans, and knowing that they just want to see fights. They don't care. They just want to. They're passionate about the sport, and I think that's the main thing with the fans.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard too.
And during that event, I mean, Patty the Batty kind of stole the show and everyone was screaming for him. Do you think at Bellator that the fans will have that same kind of atmosphere for Michael Venom Page?
I hope so. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. I think that'll be a really exciting fight. I really don't know. I mean, Storley is really good at what he does, but I think Page is going to be kind of a tricky test for him. You know?
Yeah, he looked really good against Neiman Gracie, and I mean, he's finally getting a shot right now too. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on your opponent, Oliver Enkamp? You know, he's a UFC vet. He's got some victories in the Bellator cage. And what are your thoughts going into this fight?
I mean, he's good. Everybody's good. I got nothing bad to say about the guy. He's good at what he does. I think I'm a little better at grappling and the wrestling side of things. He likes space. He's got that karate style, so I'm gonna have to get a little gritty, I think. But no, I like the matchup.
And what kind of prediction do you have for yourself in this fight?
I don't like predicting, man. This is too crazy of a sport to predict things. I could go out there, roll my ankle 30 seconds in. The best prediction I can give you is at the end of it. My hand raised, and that's it.
Fair point. And former opponent, like the main event of this event was supposed to be Yaroslav Amosov, former opponent of yours, versus Michael Venom Page. Obviously, with what's going on in this country, he's staying back and he's fighting in the war. What are your thoughts on that, him staying back in his home?
Well, I got a ton of respect for him. I think that's pretty awesome. He's a good dude. I fought him, and I know it only went one round because I got split open, but he's tough. Even in that one round, I knew that, man, this guy's good, and he's a nice guy. I've been on other cards with him and seen him. Man, I got nothing but respect for that guy. And then to do what he's doing right now, I don't know.
You're losing. I think we lost.
It's he's
He's
frozen on. Yeah, he's frozen on my screen. Well,
he's frozen on mine as well. See if we can.
Oh,
yeah, he. I think he's gonna try to get back in.
Yeah, I think he must have lagged out.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
He's back.
There we go. What's up?
There we go. Sorry. So I think we left off. You were just talking about like to do what he's doing right now in Ukraine.
Yeah, and I was asking you guys if you saw that video of him. It looked like
I think he was grabbing his belt. Home.
Yeah, I saw that. It was that was pretty badass. Yeah. That video. He had his belt, and then he's like in a war zone carrying his Bellator welterweight belt. That's, I mean, doesn't get more badass than that.
Yeah, no, I got nothing but respect for him. I mean, and you would think anybody would do what he's doing, you know, when a war comes to your hometown. I think that's pretty awesome of him.
Yeah, you can't just deny how much courage and how much of a warrior he is in the cage and now outside, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I believe, I understand that, war and sport are obviously two different things, but do you feel as if that does raise his stock in Bellator as well?
Well, yeah, how could it not? I mean, anybody can look at that and have respect for what he's doing. You know what I mean? I don't know how that wouldn't. You know, there's so many athletes nowadays that they're kind of, other than being good athletes, they're kind of losers. You know what he's doing outside the cage, that's incredible. That's the guy people should be getting behind. You know, not fucking LeBron James or what, you know, people like that.
Absolutely. And someone else on the Bellator London card, Paul Daley, he's having his retirement fight against a very tough Korchkov. Are you excited to watch that one?
Yeah, no, I am. Yeah, I'm not. I should follow MMA a little closer, but I'm a guy. It kind of evolved, you know, kind of took my whole life over, you know, between training and getting ready for fights. My mind's always on my own fights. A lot of times I tune out with everybody else's fights. So if I catch that fight, maybe. I can't promise I'm going to catch it.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with being selfish when you're trying to be successful, right?
Yeah, I got other hobbies I like. When I can finally shut off these, you know, it's I get entity.
Yeah, and speaking of your other hobbies, I know you told me you're really into cars and motorcycles, and you told me you spent one of your whole fight purses on your dream car, '57 Corvette. How's that car doing?
I'm glad you remember that. Believe it or not, I'm doing a lot of work to it this winter. I rebuilt a motor for it. It didn't have the correct motor in when I bought it, so I rebuilt the correct 1957 engine. I got a rebuilt transmission I put in it. I actually just today finished wrapping a brand new exhaust system. I'm kind of going over the whole car's mechanical end of things. Work on it every winter. Do a little bit to it every winter. Keep it on the road in the summer because I'm not a car guy that likes to leave them sitting in the garage. I drive the hell out of them. So my father helps me a lot, and we got them spring. Pretty excited about it.
And how often, like, would you say a week, like, are you working on your car?
I got a pretty good routine right now. I wake up in the morning. I do my workouts down here where I'm sitting right now. Go home, make a lunch, and then I got about 3-4 hours where I can come down to the shop and I start working on the car before I got to go to my practices at night. So it's almost an everyday thing. I'm working on a car or something. One of my motorcycles or cars or something. I stay pretty busy. For a guy that is a full-time fighter, I stay busy.
That's great. And what's it like, you know, summertime when, you know, your 57 Corvette is on the road and you're just cruising to the gym? Like, is that a great feeling or what?
Oh yeah. It's hard to make it there because every bar you pass, you want to pull in. When you got the top down on a nice summer day, that's the hardest part. But no, I love the car. I'll never sell it.
And speaking of bars, like, you plan on having any brandy after this fight or what?
Well, I'm going to be in London. I gotta stop somewhere. And they do brandy over there. When I was over there, they had plenty of brandy. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll scout out a good spot.
And I remember last time you told me the story about we spoke about how you devoured a whole pecan pies. Was that just a one-time thing after a fight, or like you got anything?
I go through moods, I guess, and I haven't had a pecan pie in a while. Now you brought it up. I don't know what it'll be. It's kind of a spur of the moment thing. You know, you start dieting and everything you see looks so good. And then when you're done and you can finally eat whatever you want, you realize that some of the stuff you didn't even really want. But no, I could see myself eating a pecan pie. What's an English delicacy over there, like a dessert?
I'm trying to think. I'm not really sure.
I mean, I know their breakfast is a big thing, but
beans on toast. Apparently, that's a big thing out there.
Beans on toast. I love beans. I could do beans on toast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd be willing to try it. It just doesn't look appealing, but I'm sure it tastes somewhat decent.
No. What do you like, beans?
Yeah, I love beans.
Or do you like toast?
Yeah, So I mean,
Well,
it should
what's not to like?
exactly right. But I feel like I'd only want to do it if I'm in England. Like it's just not the same if I'm sitting here, in Toronto doing it.
I never heard of that, but I would definitely give that a go.
Mark, while you're in London, is there anything else, like anything you're gonna go sites you want to see? Are you gonna
So,
you and your team or
my,
doing anything?
my,
Or
my old man's coming with, and he found in London they have the world's biggest steam engine, and he really wants to go see that. And apparently now they don't use it. I think they use it for pumping their sewage or something. And now it's like kind of just an attraction where they have dinner tables. You can sit and eat a dinner around it. If we're anywhere near that, I think we're going to go check that out. But I mean, I don't know. My girlfriend's going to go with me. I'm sure she's going to have a ton of things that she's going to want to see. I don't know. Last time I was over in England, I went to the world's oldest bar. So that was cool. I got that off the bucket list.
oh yeah.
I'm sure I'll get into something cool.
How many days are you planning on staying there after your fight?
I'm going to be there a week. And I don't think we're staying any time after my fight. But I mean, I'll have a little bit of time to kill. The week of the fight, you're not really doing a whole lot, other than some pad work and getting your weight where it needs to be. And sometimes I like taking some time and getting my mind off of things,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I was just going to ask, when you're like traveling distance, like for example, England, does Bellator pay for that, or are you allowed to talk about that?
No, yeah, they'll pay for me and my coaches, which is cool.
And then everything is at your expense, or have they done things in the past like they will get?
No, but then they'll put you in the hotel and they'll give you money to eat and everything. You're taken care of pretty good. I've got nothing but good things to say about Bellator. If I was an up and coming fighter trying to decide, UFC or Bellator, I mean, I don't know, man. I have no complaints with Bellator. I really don't. I don't regret 1 minute, like if I had to go back, I would do the same thing. I'd go right to Bellator.
Do you think a lot of fighters on the come up right now don't some of them don't look at Bellator as much as the UFC because they can get more exposure in the UFC?
Well, yeah, the UFC is what everybody thinks of because they're so worldwide, but Bellator's right next to them, and I don't know, when it comes to getting paid, to me, I could give a shit about being famous. I want to make money. That's the only reason I'm fighting.
Yeah, get in, secure the bag, and get out, right?
Yeah. If I could have a million pay-per-views or get double the money and fight a guy in an alley, I want to take the money any day.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You've heard guys like Corey Anderson that said he's made more money in his 2-3 fights with Bellator than did his whole UFC career.
Yeah, no, I've heard other people the same thing. So I don't know. I've got nothing but good things to say about Bellator.
Absolutely, Luke. Do you have anything else? Or?
Yeah. One thing that I was going to bring up earlier. So, we talked about Paul Daley. He's going to retire. GSP brought up a really good point, a while back, and he talked about how sometimes guys don't know when to retire. This sport retires young. Do you believe in that? Do you think that happens a lot?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I feel like it's not so much if they know when to retire or if they know, like, I think a lot of guys would like to retire, but they can't walk away from the money they're making. You end up, sorry, you end up doing all these fights to get to a point where you're finally making money. And sometimes you're burned out by the time you get to that point. But you're finally making money, so you can't walk away from it, even though your head ain't in it anymore, your heart ain't in it. You can't walk away from that money because all those years of guys. If that makes any sense, I don't know. That's just how I feel.
I think it's definitely more of a financial situation rather than a physical situation.
Yeah, and with MMA, it's such you got to be an all in. There's a lot of times these guys don't have a fallback. What do I do when I'm done fighting? Well, not a lot of guys have any options, So, well, screw it. I'll keep fighting, even if I'm not in it. I got to make money.
And in that type of situation, do you think that's something your manager should be helping you out with, like knowing what to do after your fighting career is over?
Yeah, yeah, but they can only do so much, you know. I think I don't know. I think it'd be nice if fighting could build even farther and become like a sport like the NFL or like Major League Baseball, where guys are making enough money where they can retire comfortably. You know, it's just there's very few fighters that get to that level. You know.
Do you think MMA or like Bellator UFC should have some type of pension plan at some point?
It'd be nice. Yeah, it would. And I think it'll get there. I think, I mean, if you think about it, this is still a pretty new sport. And it's evolving very fast. So I think it'll get to that point. And it would be nice. It really would.
No doubt.
I was just gonna add in before we go here. Bellator, they've done a lot of things with commentary. I mean, Josh Thompson has done some commentary. A lot of alumni have done commentary. Is that something that would interest you during your fighting career or after your fighting career?
Yeah, I think it would. I think I'd like it. And I feel like I'd be good at it too. No, I would definitely do something like that if I got the opportunity. The gym I fight out of in Madison does. They put on a local show, and we have Gerald Mearshart. I don't know.
JM3.
He's in the UFC. Yeah, he does the commentary, but no, I wouldn't mind doing something like that at all.
Definitely would be a cool opportunity, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And just lastly, we're talking about your fight right now, but what's the plan for the rest of the year?
I'd like to stay active. Hopefully come out of this one pretty unscathed, and then try to grab another one right away.
And
like I was saying earlier, it's about making money, and if I gotta make money, I gotta fight. So.
And I know you had your shot at Neiman Gracie, but do you think within another or a win at Bellator London and maybe another win going forward, like you can crack that Bellator welterweight top 10?
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a goal of mine. Neiman, man, he's just, his game plan was perfect, and he executed it. I fell for it totally. I got nothing, no excuses for that one. But yeah, I'd like to get in the top 10. That'd be a goal of mine for sure.
Yeah, and well, you have fought the champion, and I think Neiman's number 4. So like Bellator's given you the opportunities, which is amazing.
I told him, I said, I'll fight whoever. I've always been a guy I want to see how good I am. I'm not trying to fight the easiest competition to say I'm an MMA fighter. I kind of go in all the way.
Like, so by the time you retire, you can look at your resume of who you fought and be like, I fought killers and former champions, etc.
Just exactly. At the end of the day, I mean, when I'm done fighting, nobody's really going to remember who I am. The only person that is myself. So when I'm done and I look back on it, I don't want to think, oh man, I should have maybe tried, to fight those better guys. I want to be able to look back and say, hey man, I gave it everything. And I think I'm doing that.
Absolutely. Luke, anything else, or we're going to wrap this up?
I think we're going to wrap this up, Mark. Mark, it's always a pleasure having you on. We always appreciate you taking the time to come on here and speak with us. I know it's the first time having both of us on here, but I do appreciate you coming in, stopping in, and letting us interview you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks again, Mark, and best of luck at Bellator London. I'm really looking forward to your fight.
Thanks, guys.